I unlocked the door with my lunch still warm in its paper bag. The house was quiet in the wrong way. No television, no music, just the sound of running water, steady, careless, coming from the bathroom at the end of the hall. I stood there longer than I should have, keys still in my hand, listening. Water. A low murmur. A laugh that didn't belong to her. My phone buzzed. A message from my wife, sent 3 minutes earlier. Running late, don't wait. I set the bag down. Each step toward the bathroom felt measured, deliberate, as if I were already rehearsing how I would remember this moment. The door was ajar. Steam drifted into the hallway like a confession. I didn't rush. I pushed the door open and saw them in the tub, her head tilted back, his hand on the porcelain edge. The neighbor, the man who borrowed sugar, the man whose wife waved at me every morning. For a second, no one spoke. Then my wife gasped my name. I closed the door. I locked it, and I made a call. Shock is not loud. It's sterile. It's the sudden absence of sound inside your skull. I leaned against the door while water splashed behind it, my wife's voice rising, breaking, trying to explain a reality I had already cataloged and sealed. My hands didn't shake. I dialed his wife's number from memory. She answered on the third ring, cheerful, distracted. I told her I was at home. I told her where her husband was. Silence, then breathing, sharp, controlled. I hung up before she could speak. Only then did I unlock the door. They wrapped themselves in towels like props in a badly rehearsed play. My wife wouldn't meet my eyes. He did. That told me everything I needed to know about how long this had been happening. How long? I asked. She opened her mouth, closed it, looked at the floor. He said, "It just—" I raised a hand. He stopped. I nodded once, slowly, as if acknowledging a waiter. "Get dressed," I said. "Both of you." They did. I left before either of them finished. Suspicion is not born in moments like this. It's confirmed. I replayed months in my head, late showers, the neighbor's friendliness curdling into familiarity, my wife's phone angled away from me at night. I didn't scream. I didn't drink. I planned. I pulled phone records, dates lined up with his work trips. I reviewed security footage from the garage, his car pulling in on days I was at the office. I took screenshots. I made copies. I labeled folders. At dinner, I smiled. I asked about her day. I kissed her forehead. She mistook my calm for ignorance. That was her last mistake. The evidence arrived quietly, like everything else. A message thread recovered from a cloud backup she forgot existed. Photos she never meant to keep. Words she never meant me to read. I printed everything. That night, I set the stack on the table between us. She froze. "What's this?" she asked, already knowing. "Your life," I said, condensed. Her hands trembled as she flipped pages. When she reached the end, she broke. Tears, apologies, excuses delivered like currency she believed still had value. I watched her as if she were someone else's problem. When she asked how long I'd known, I told her the truth. "Long enough," I said. The next morning his wife came over. She didn't cry. She didn't shout. She listened. She asked for copies. I gave them to her without ceremony. When he showed up an hour later, pounding on my door, I didn't answer. I didn't need to. I watched from the window as his wife held up the papers in the driveway, watched his face collapse, watched the man who thought he was invisible realize he had been seen. That night, my wife packed a bag. I didn't help her. The house is quiet again now. The right kind. I eat lunch at home every day. The bathroom door stays open. The tub is empty. Sometimes betrayal feels like losing something. Sometimes it feels like removing a blindfold. I didn't win. I simply stopped losing, and that was enough.